welcome to the program. I'm Chann Berry, and once again we have some artists that I have much respect for, new friends, new family on the block, and I want you to enjoy what you're about to listen and about to see. So anyway, Zoe, tall black guy.
What's going on, brother?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I've been a fan for a couple of albums, but the album that came out in 2022, 23?
21.
21. Yeah, it was
21.
Yeah.
It came out in 21?
Yeah, brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Re-released in 23.
Yeah, because we did
This
the vinyl.
album came out in 21.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we re-released it on vinyl in 23.
Yep, with the extra tracks.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the extra tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
This right here
Yeah.
is the business.
Right
Thank
on.
Thank you.
This is the business.
Right on.
So look, everybody. Zoe and the tall black guy. This is the deluxe edition that I just received from the brothers from Detroit.
Yeah.
So this is the one they were talking about this and other parts of their musical career. First of all, thanks for coming to LA.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So first time in LA performing
As a collective.
Yes,
as a collective.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, the time that people will see this, you had performed already in LA.
Okay.
And then you're going to Vegas after this, and New York and other places also on the
Right.
road. for this
Right.
one?
Yeah. It's
Vegas first.
we busy. Yeah, we busy right now. Yeah. LA, Vegas, New York, Philly, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Columbia, South Carolina, Chicago, St. Louis.
Wow, you have good memory.
Back to Detroit
You have good memory.
for the crib.
Oh, man.
And then Bethesda, Maryland.
So this is the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a serious tour.
Yeah.
How long has it taken you guys to get to this point?
As far as the show,
The show.
3
3
years.
years. 3
We're coming up on 3 years in July. Yeah. And it's been a ride.
Yeah, it's been a for real ride. Like we started off with just the two of us on stage,
Yeah.
bringing up guests, including Deborah Bond, who we tour with
Right,
now
right.
frequently,
Right.
permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And we brought her up, and her energy, like we know her from DC.
Yeah.
I moved to DC in 2006. We met in DC face to face in 2017.
Yeah.
So, and Deborah's been there maybe since 02, I think,
Mhm.
maybe.
Mm.
So I met her pretty much the same time that I moved there.
Mhm.
And, I knew about her stage presence, knew about her. It's like, like she's a firecracker, man.
Yeah, she can get down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's a funkstress at heart, like a funkstress, almost a rocker at heart.
Yeah.
So her stage presence and her, being in that funk rock mindset
Mm-hmm.
fits perfectly for our show,
Mm-hmm.
because our show is very high energy,
Mm-hmm.
Dynamics.
super dynamic.
Open down,
we taking you for a ride. At we studying the greats. We studying James Brown and Funkadelic and Earth, Wind and Fire and Ohio players, and trying to see what they did to engage their audience and make them want to come back and see you again.
I was going to ask about influences, because when I listen to you guys, first of all, you guys have like all art is based on a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And when I listen to you guys, there's a feeling. And I know you guys had to be different,
Mm-hmm.
because I think you guys are different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time we're ever meeting each other, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a vibe about you guys that's different, but it comes together like a hand in glove.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's spiritual,
Yeah.
which makes it a better feeling that you like, listen, he's doing a part, then all of a sudden, wait a minute, maybe we should add this part into it. And that's the way it feels. Is that the way, does it work with
That's
this?
100%.
exactly how we created the studio, man. I mean,
100%.
it's one of those things, like, when you're in a space, it's always like you got to just let your ego go and let the spiritual presence come in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally like, okay, I might start the drums. He might play the bass.
Mhm.
I'll go to the synth. He might add guitar. I might go add some little lead sound. And we're literally doing this in a matter, it's like a natural flow. We might stop and have a joke or something like that, go take a break, but it's literally like in the presence of the room, it's like it just all comes together. It's actually, I mean, that's how music is supposed to be made, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be an organic trade, because it's a very intimate time. I believe so. You know, where you're coming together to create this piece of creativity. It's coming out of nowhere, pretty much. You know, so yeah, that's how we make music.
Would you guys say you're spiritual, religious, or none of the above?
More spiritual.
Spiritual, yeah. I kind of came up in the church situation early on in my life, and then, you know, as I've grown to be a man, I've kind of just, spiritual is definitely a part of my DNA for myself. As far as being in the church, Holy Spirit, I've been in that whole thing. But then now, as I've gotten older, it's kind of different now. You know, I have different philosophies on it, you know, and that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But to answer your question, yes.
So what about you?
Yeah, definitely more spiritual. I haven't been to church in years. But I do believe.
Yeah.
I just believe differently, I guess you could say. But yeah, definitely more spiritual. There's a higher power, God. But yeah.
Oh, there's definitely higher power.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely higher power.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, you know what, man? So, getting back to when I listen to you guys, and I get like, man, you guys remind me of, there's flavoring in there that reminds me of Stevie a little bit. Roy Ayers. Earth, Wind. Problem Funkadelic, of course. But there's a lot of a smooth groove thing that's in there, man, that really makes me want to be back in Antigua or Jamaica somewhere, grooving. Nighttime is. When I think about your music, I think about me at beach, nighttime, Ibiza, you know, that sort of thing. It's always a smooth groove to me. With a you got that thing to
put a hump in your back.
Yeah, nah, you got
hump in your back.
Yeah, you gotta have like that's the edge part. I think that's kind of just Detroit influence.
Yeah.
Like you have a gritty, you know, even drums wise.
Yeah.
Drums is gritty. Drums is hard, you know, more hip hop influenced.
Yeah.
And then you start to sprinkle those melodies on top
melodic, and
make it pretty and add some colors.
Those melodies, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
With that groove?
Yeah. It's like a yin and a yang.
Yes.
You know what I mean? A perfect marriage, though.
Yes,
Very much
it
so.
is.
There's a contrast right there.
Yeah.
Love it.
But, you know, I'm so impressed with the voices you find for those melodies. I mean, so many different voices you have on your records, you know. Do you guys sing at all?
No.
I for me sing in my living room when nobody else is home.
In the shower where they got great acoustics.
Yeah.
You sound great.
Yeah. But what's funny was when we're in the studio, when we're trying to find parts, we actually sing it out and try to find it on the keys, which is funny. You know what I mean? So it's and that's in the moment. You know what I mean? Like if I write a synth line, I'm trying to hum it out and then trying to find it on the keys at the same time. Or he's trying to play chords and I'm literally listening to him hum it out as he's trying to find the chords and he'll find it. It's actually quite dope.
Or like if we're producing another artist,
you
know, we'll have to, you can't just, you know, you have to like sing it out. You know, I need this part, or put this high part on there and then, you know, sing it out to them just so they can kind of mimic it.
So you both produce and write. How many instruments do you play? Your main is piano?
Main is piano, yeah.
Okay. And what else do you play?
Bass is my secondary. A little bit of drums, a little bit of guitar, percussion.
Okay. Tall Black?
Just piano. Yeah.
Just piano?
Yeah.
Did you ever play in church?
Never played in church. I was a sound engineer in church, so
You were a sound engineer in church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so sound was my thing, yeah. But no, piano, and I've only been playing, 15 years?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Self-taught, so, you know, when we got together, it was like, okay, let's bump this thing up. You know what I mean? I was willing to get my hands dirty to just learn and get better.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then obviously my big collection of records that I have a lot of jazz records.
So who do you listen to?
Right off the top, I just got with this cat, Kenny Wheeler, little tenor sax,
Mhm.
Canadian cat. John Clemmer.
John Clemmer, wow.
Yeah, my pops put me on him. Pharoah Sanders.
Uh-huh.
Who else? Flora Parim is.
Okay.
Yeah, Flora is that's my girl.
Mhm.
I love her. She's my adopted musical mama.
Mhm.
You know, so very contrasting things, but those are all
Very
influences.
diverse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you take, because I'll just send them music as I find it, and then we just kind of just listen, get into the spirit, and then see what happens in the studio, you know?
Zoe, what about you?
I'm a big Mizell Brothers fan.
Okay.
So
Don?
anything that
Cindy Mizell?
that they're doing.
Okay.
Bobby Humphrey,
Mm-hmm.
Blackbirds,
Oh,
Donald
yeah.
Byrd.
Yeah, bro.
A lot of that stuff. Johnny Hammond. Johnny Hammond Smith. Yeah.
Keep on talking about the
The organist.
The organist, yeah.
hey man, there's a cut that people they sleep on. Conquistadores Chocolates.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
that's a disco.
Yes, indeed.
Excuse me.
That's
a
an
disco.
album.
So back in the day when I was
Yeah.
coming up in New York,
Yeah.
that was
You play that now, and
Man.
especially at like a house event, man, bro. That when it goes into that second part,
Yeah.
man. Listen,
you're off.
Yeah.
We're in the cosmos.
yes, exactly,
And
exactly.
that album has Tell Me What to Do on
Yes,
it.
Yeah.
tell me what to do.
That's the one.
Yes,
That's
yes.
my one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Conquistadores Chocolates is mine. Harvey Mason,
Mm-hmm.
drummer,
Yeah.
killing it.
Yeah.
Listen, check out John Hammond, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Conquistadores Chocolates.
Yes.
It's the cut. Tell Me What to Do is on there also.
Yeah.
It's a green album it's called Gears. The
Gears.
album's called Gears.
That's the one.
And they
That's
got
the one.
Can't Smile.
Yes,
there.
indeed.
You know, Can't Smile.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the one that Erica, she took the
Yes.
little piece from.
Yes, yes.
So yeah.
Y'all got get chills
Yeah.
up here.
See,
for a
And what's the
moment.
name? I'm a huge Leon Silvers III fan.
Yes, you are.
Like my bass playing is
Boom, boom,
directly
doom, doom.
from Leon Silvers
Yes.
III
Yeah.
and James Jamerson.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I heard him on Questlove Supreme podcast. And he was talking about how his bass playing was directly influenced by
By
James
James
Jamerson.
Jamerson, wow.
And I was like, I knew
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew it because
There-
they both had like the same staccato
Yeah.
type.
Yes.
And you know, when I'm shedding on bass, I'm listening to James or Leon.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people, bass players I know, influenced by James Jamerson.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that Motown.
He's the North Star.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But that whole Motown, Detroit, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the Funk
Funk
Brothers
Brothers?
had some killers. They had some killers with them.
You know, the Funk Brothers, the Wrecking Crew here,
Yes.
the Memphis
Yes.
Cats out of Memphis.
Yes.
Just one of those sections. And then we had
Mhm.
do you remember Sea-Wind?
Yes. I
You
have
seen
I
one?
have a few of their records.
Yeah.
Yeah. More on the disco side, right?
Well, Sea-Wind was, you know,
This
more
is like late
fusion.
70s?
Yes, fusion. You know,
Yeah. I got
great
a couple
horns
of
though. Great horns.
Yeah.
Great
yeah,
horns,
yeah.
great
Yeah,
horns.
I picked up a couple of their
Yeah,
pieces.
great horns. So now, who do you guys listen to? Who are you listening to now? Who's moving you? Who's moving the needle for you?
Thundercat.
Always
Yeah, Thundercat's dope.
beast.
Alex Isley's,
Yeah.
she's dope.
Mm-hmm.
She's really dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's musical.
She's
she's
musical,
really
yeah.
musical.
Yeah.
With her voices, her music choices,
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
producing, and
Yeah.
even her work with Jack Dine.
I ain't heard that.
Dope. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Dope.
Man. Oh, this young sister that's actually from Detroit, Malaya. She's really dope. I did a joint with her some years back, but she's really dope. She's done work with Terrace Martin and Snoop. She's actually moved out here. Man, there's so many, but they don't come because again, I don't for myself, I listen to the newer artists, but at the same time, I'm so immersed in my jazz stuff that I kind of miss things. But if they come up, then I'll kind of like vibe with it or whatever, you know. So, That's like the ones that kind of come off the head. Off the
So
top.
in terms of piano,
Mhm.
who are the influences for you, Zoe?
Ma Jamal,
Oh, great.
Bob James,
Mm-hmm.
Les McCann,
Mm-hmm.
those guys.
Yeah. I see where you are.
Yeah.
I see where you
Yeah.
are.
George Duke is probably my favorite though.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah.
George Duke is probably my
Yeah.
favorite because
Yeah.
George Duke was he was all over the place.
Yes.
I
And,
mean,
and he could be.
He could
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, like he's Zappa over here, and his
Frank.
own.
Yeah. Frank Zappa over here.
Because that's what
got him to
Mothers
sing,
of
right?
Convention.
Frank got him to sing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he got him to sing because originally he was just wanting to
Right.
play.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he was like, "Yo, you should start singing on your
If
joints."
there's no George Duke, there's no Thundercat.
No,
You know
at
what I'm
all.
saying?
No,
Like,
no, that's,
you know what I'm
that's,
saying?
they're
Like,
not this.
It's a
yeah.
direct, direct lineage right there.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to produce Denise Williams. Let's hear it for the boy.
I know, right?
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. George, one of my best buddies, buddy.
Yeah.
I miss him so much. Wow.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah, huge loss,
Very much so.
but huge catalog and a big footprint
Mm-hmm.
on us.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to Moonchild.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of here, out of LA.
Mm-hmm.
I went to see them live, and I thought it was okay. Okay. A little different, but okay.
Never seen him a lot. I heard they got a nice set.
Yeah, they got a nice
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
And I was first introduced to them by Stevie Wonder. Stevie did a concert, holiday concert here.
Okay.
He does every year, Christmas concert.
Mm-hmm.
And they were one of the opening bands.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I first heard them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, okay.
And good people too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Good people too.
Yeah, I met
Yeah.
them. I met them. I met three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amber,
Andreas.
Amber. There was
Amber's the lead.
yeah.
Max and then Andreas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really like them.
Yeah.
Really like them. Really like them a lot. So, how do you find your leads for your songs?
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, like in the beginning, it was more or less because I work a lot with Fonte of Foreign Exchange.
Mhm.
Shout out to Tay and Nicolay. In the beginning, when
Fonte's writing.
oh no, he's
He's a beautiful
monster.
writer. Beautiful writer.
He's a monster,
Beautiful writer.
Just I don't know, brother,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and he's
He got
another
me.
one. Yeah, he's another one
He's a
that
study.
can be
Yeah.
anywhere
yeah,
Yeah.
from R&B to hip hop. Like
Mhm.
he's one of the top 5 MCs. Period.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then he goes and writes, Making Time.
that's talented.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
That's
goes and writes Hold My Hand.
Yeah, hold
You know
my
what I mean?
hand. That
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, and he and I go in the studio and do music for Sherman Showcase on TV. So, I mean, he's yeah.
all over the place also.
man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead.
No, but in the beginning, it was just basically like, not even in the beginning, even now still, it's who we have relationships with a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I go back far with Cy Smith. So, usually Cy's
A
going to be on
voice.
everything
A voice,
Cy's
a
beast.
voice,
Mm-hmm.
a voice.
She's a monster.
Yes,
She's like Cy's unfair because she plays too.
really.
Yeah. That's an advantage that a
Mhm.
lot of artists need to employ in their repertoire.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she knows musically where she needs to be,
That's
where
right.
she
She
wants
does
to
play
be.
piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. She does play piano,
Yep.
so she knows where her voice is.
Yep.
Yes.
And that makes our job a lot
Easier.
easier. Because you ain't gonna sit and guess. Okay, well, I think you sound better in E
Mhm.
or whatever like that. Like you know your tone when you play,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can just all we could do. Like you could come up with a demo, okay, and then we can take your demo and turn around, and have a much polished product.
Mm.
And a lot of time, I mean, I think the music determines who we try to reach out to.
And I would say
Foods.
now because we've worked, like we'll create in the mindset of okay, we think this sounds good for
Right.
whichever artist, and knowing their tone, and that means we got to study whoever the person we're trying to reach out to.
Like we got to do our homework
Yeah,
also. I mean, that's what the greats did. That's what, Jam and Lewis did, and Bernard and Nile. Like that's
Yeah.
what they did. They studied and You know, they were actually, I mean, a lot of times they were physically in
in
the presence of the people, but like, you know, that's
Yeah.
how we kind of take it. Like,
Yeah.
even working with each other,
Yeah.
like, and just develop, because like our working relationship is a relationship.
Mhm.
So you have to nurture both sides,
Mhm.
more so even the personal, because, you know, that's what's going to make it last to me.
Mhm.
So like, even when we first got up, we would break bread first.
Mhm.
We'd have a meal first,
Mhm.
and we talk a couple
Mhm.
hours. We ain't even turned the studio on yet.
Jokes.
Yeah,
A lot of jokes.
a lot of jokes. Then we turn
Hilarious.
the studio on and play something else. You know,
Yeah.
just have some jazz running, have some fusion stuff running,
Right.
just so we can kind of get in the mindset. Because the thing is, when you creating with somebody that you care about or love,
Mhm.
or you know, that's your brother,
Mhm.
Mhm.
you're not gonna bring them no garbage.
Mhm.
You're gonna come with your A game.
Female influences.
Minnie Riperton,
Phyllis Hyman.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Shaka Khan.
You better say that.
Absolutely.
Again, I'm gonna go with Flora Parim.
Of course.
I have an affinity for this woman. Sade too.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
That's everybody's wife.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
Sade's every black man's wife. The music from Brazil,
Mm.
I don't think I would have a life without it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that.
I've thought
Talk
about
like-
that.
You know, we're drum folk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That heartbeat thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when I go to the continent, have you been to the continent yet? To Africa?
Yes. South Africa.
South Africa. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Me
that
too.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He'll
That
pop
we-
off right now.
Mhm.
They're sitting right there and go
Come on.
Mhm.
go around the lunch table,
That's right. That's right.
and then it turns into a whole nother.
That's
thing.
what happened. We was out somewhere. We was out eating somewhere, and it
Man,
was
Yeah,
all
what
like,
the-
I was like, oh, I had to pull the camera out because I was like, this don't happen.
I'm recording audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
And it's hard to explain when that happens, when that spirit hits us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being sanctified or
Mm-hmm.
holy roller type of thing. But in the continent, when that thing hits you with them drums and they get
different.
going,
It's different.
it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's like a vibe that resonates
Mm-hmm.
from here
Mm-hmm.
to here through to the bottom of your toes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't sit still.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing because it's just another part from Brazil, from Africa to Brazil.
Yeah.
You know, that whole thing is just
Yeah.
the samba whole thing is right there with us.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right there with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And listening to Sergio Mendes,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Airtho.
right? All of that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
spiritual vibe sense to me.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. But I also hear that in your music also,
Mm-hmm.
that Brazilian thing.
Funny enough, George Duke was a part of that Flora Parim and
There you go.
Airtho.
Yep.
And on a lot of those recordings. You know what I mean? And it's almost like, yo, you have to appreciate what was put before you, because we're not doing anything. I mean, those are the bars that we trying to
Yep.
you know, for like, we want to try to make something like Earth, Wind and Fire without any of the Earth, Wind and Fire resources.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with what we can do in this moment right now, how can we make that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's possible.
Mhm.
It is possible.
And not copy it.
And not copy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's possible. Like, when we finish sides and when we listen to it, I'm like, yo, we just made that.
Mm-hmm.
We made flowers. I
Yeah.
remember we cut flowers. I was like, yo, we cut that. You know what I mean? And it just crazy how this stuff is like kind of coming together. You know, and you only imagine this when you first start. Like, okay, this is so far for me to try to create this. And then when you actually make it, you have to sit back. And it almost like kind of scares you. Like I can't believe we just did
Yeah.
this.
True.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
True. When you start hearing stuff in your head and then you actually make it and you hear it back, like that is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you written songs out of pain or fear?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. That's a whole nother
Well,
conversation for
I
a whole
did
nother time.
I did a song when my father died called Four Pops.
I heard that.
He died in December 2015.
The same year my father passed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And everybody was like, just put it in the music, blah blah blah. I'm like, but I don't want to turn the studio on. That's where I'm at with it right now.
Oh, I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, I didn't turn the studio on for like a month.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even turn it on.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when I finally turned it on, I think I was getting ready to go to like the gym or something like that, and I figured out I played the piano part just straight through. Like I put it on my phone, and even on the voice memo, like you can hear my coat, rustling because I'm like literally on the way out the door. Played it and then kind of left it for a couple weeks, and then finally went back and finished it.
That came through you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Told you to know that?
I didn't know this. Like, this is all brand new information to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just, and then you start, and then the spiritual aspect of it is that when you just allow it to come in, bro, it turns into something else.
It's a whole nother life, takes on a life of its own.
Yeah.
I've written a couple songs. And I find that the best songs I've written out of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Not joy, not happiness,
Mm-hmm.
but fond memories and pain.
Mm-hmm.
For so long, I thought something was wrong with me. And I said, well, is this part of being the tortured artist that we write from this place? And I'm like, because there's a standard of writing that we all want to achieve to.
Mm-hmm.
And for mine is like Stevie Wonder, Burt Bacharach, those kind of cats. They're writing that kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
But how does one get there? How do you get there? But you get there through life.
Living.
Yep.
Lifing life.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get there.
Yeah.
To get to these things.
Yeah.
So when talking about pain and fear, Tall, what comes up for you in your writing?
I would say, man, it's crazy. Last year, I ended up doing a remix for Lonnie Liston Smith through Jazz is Dead. And that was that's my sensei as far as playing Lonnie. Yeah. Everything Lonnie. Yeah. I mean,
Quiet Moments.
Yeah, all the whole.
He cool too.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, we opened for him in Houston.
See what I'm saying? This is new information again.
Hit him.
Yeah, I did not know that, my brother. Yeah. It's okay.
So I'll show you the picture.
See, things are coming out right now. They never came up before.
But yeah, man. So prior to me getting the opportunity, I mean, my life and this is how we even really connected, just through personal turmoil and stuff like that. That's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other podcast.
But at the time before I recorded, I mean, I was going through so many things, up and down, small drinking habit. And so I sat in my studio and I had a deadline that I had to finish this. And so I sat in my room and I was like, man, you gotta change your ways, bro. You gotta, and I spent a whole month of January pretty much crying last year. Mm-hmm. And I just sat there trying to work out the chords or whatever, because I knew I wanted it. The song's called Love Brings Happiness. Mm-hmm. And somehow, some way, I kind of channeled that, but through through me thinking about just what was going on in the last, let's say, decade of my life, mm-hmm. It just kind of came out, and I played it, and I was like, yo, I just created it. It's kind of scared me, you know what I mean? And now, mind you, prior to, I had never made music sober. Mm-hmm. So I was sober when I made this. Mm-hmm. And that's what, and I vowed to myself, like when I was creating, that I try to have a clear channel, because again, this is a conversation you're having with God. Mm-hmm. And man, it was probably one of my best works, I could say, up to date when I made that. Mm-hmm. And that was through my turmoil and me trying to figure out what I needed to do next for my life. You know what I mean? And it was a few songs that I had made out of that last year. And then I kind of give you a preview, like, so I ended up right before I was about to get married, I ended up having this idea out of nowhere just to make just tracks, like 50 tracks. So I ended up making so to say it all to say, I made a 50 track album that I have coming in the near future, which is like probably sometime this year. And that was all through pain, turmoil, kind of asking myself questions. And yeah, that was,
Really?
yeah.
So that was your therapy.
Yes. Yeah.
That was your breakthrough.
Yeah. Sobriety was my breakthrough.
But what was the thing that clicked to get you to sobriety? What was that thing?
It was keep messing up. I kept messing up.
But what was the last thing that said, fuck it, I'm changing? What was the very last thing? What was the thing that said, this is it?
Prior to Delani. Delani was the joint that kind of made me do that. That was the breakthrough.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like January, what? The first part of January last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you've been sober ever since?
Sober in the studio.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because that's the time that I'm spending the most time in there. So I don't make music with any type of substance.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I might have a drink here and there, but other than that, like in the studio, I try to make sure that conversation is clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many people I know, and many people we all know, who are artists, artistic people, period, whether painters, sculptors, musicians, whatever, filmmakers. Sometimes things are so heavy, we have to take ourselves someplace else. Whether it's alcohol, drug, sex, or what have you, whatever your choice is. Have you been there, and what happened?
Yeah, I've been there just on personal side. Divorce, moving out, change of scenery,
Change your heart.
Change your heart, absolutely. I always say that wherever your work environment is, your music usually reflects that. That's why a lot of times, the first time I ever came out to LA was 2004, I think. And when I came out here, I was like, now I understand why Quick, Battle Cat,
same. I was
why their music sounds like it does. I understand now. When I went to the Bay, same thing. I was like, now I realize why E40 sounds like this and Too Short sounds like this. It makes perfect sense now. Same thing when you go to New York. Like, and what's funny is DJ Premier, one of my favorite hip hop producers, is from Houston.
That is right.
And he and Guru made music out of Brooklyn. Guru's from Boston.
Yeah.
Premier's from Houston, making music out of Brooklyn. But the music that they made me feel like I was in New York before I even went to New York. Same with Quick. Like Quick's music feels like California.
Yeah, it does.
And before I had even been, I was already a huge Quick fan, huge Battle Cat fan.
Yes.
And then I come out here and I'm like, oh, I get it.
It makes sense now.
But then I also understand why LA fucks with Detroit so tough.
Yeah.
Because of that funk.
The funk, yeah.
The funk and the melodies and like it's hand in hand. Like the music is really hand in hand.
Yeah,
but that was one of my things, like just not necessarily going off the deep end with, edibles or like drinking. Although in the pandemic we was all drinking.
Everybody was doing it. Man, it was a tough time.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
I ain't gonna lie to you, baby.
Just change the scenery for me.
Right.
Yeah. And even sometimes just taking a break, going on vacation. Or, I'm on the East Coast, so it's like, I'll maybe go to a beach for a couple days, get away, clear your head, because it gets clogged up. Writing, journal.
Yes.
And,
I adopted that too.
And get it out. Yeah.
Journaling also?
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, it was all...
Once again, great therapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great therapy. I wish more artists would, do both.
Yeah.
Have talk therapy and journal. Because it would really help us get to the core of what our issues are. And getting to the core of what our issues are, we could be better people and better artists with bigger things to say,
Mm.
deeper things to
Mm.
say.
Yeah. You know what, man? I think a lot of this kind of came out of us being forced in our homes. Because before pre-pandemic, nobody was really talking about therapy and counseling, and it was not as prominent.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But again, when you dealing with your issues in your house
Mhm.
24/7 for a whole year,
Straight.
listen, it comes to a head. And you
Yeah.
got to deal with this stuff,
Facts.
though. You know what I mean?
Those are facts.
And so it was taboo.
Mhm.
Now it's a part of, like, it's almost like, yo, you know, you gotta kind of do
Why
it.
aren't-
Why aren't you doing it?
Why
though?
aren't you
for real?
getting
For real.
therapy?
I mean, and you know, us as black men, man. I mean, we was always taught to like kind of keep this stuff, keep your issues and things bottled up, and that was my issue. I kept everything bottled up, and it's like, yo, I gotta make a change, yo. I gotta at least write out how I'm feeling right now at the moment, and it's almost like it's a release. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, I feel like everybody has to kind of, and again, that's going to get you to the other side.
Mhm.
It's going to get you to the other side. And what's funny enough was when I was going through this stuff, you know, trying to figure out what was going on, I started buying records that was basically telling me the answer right in front of me.
Mm.
Nothing new. This is a Gil Scott-Heron record.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Then there's another one I got, I can't remember what the name of the Mophonic Sounds. It was called Now Is the Time.
Mhm.
And I'm literally, this is symbolism, is the stuff that I'm buying is telling me the answer. And I'm like, okay, I get it, you know.
Tall, black, Enzo. Well, the reason why these things come to you because you have work to do. You need to be saved, and you were saved because what you're bringing to us as a people is happiness through purity of your art and the spirit of what you've been given to give to us, because it's not for you to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised at what you've gone through or what you've gone through, and that you had to go through these things to get to this point here.
Mm-hmm.
And being men and understanding that, listen, I'm not afraid of having fear. I'm not afraid of having pain. What I'm afraid of is not getting help so I can get out of the fear, out of the pain, to get to the person I'm supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
so I can do the work I'm supposed to be doing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to heal us as a
Right.
people.
Healing, yeah.
Because music, for me, if I didn't have it,
Yeah.
I would not be here on the planet, bro.
Listen, bro.
Yep.
Listen. we talk
100%.
about this.
Yeah, we always talk about this. We always talk
Listen.
about this.
Where would you be, Zoe? Zoe, where would you be without music?
And, you know, I had a friend of mine just asked me yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, if you weren't doing music, like, what would you be doing? I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah, bro.
Well, let me ask you a question. Deeper than that, would you be on the planet?
If I was, I'd be hanging by a thread.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Tall.
I think the only
Same.
thing, the only thing at that point would be keeping me here would be my daughter.
Your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just had a kid. So I mean, and that's a whole different dynamic now.
You
With
got a baby?
music.
You got a
With
baby?
music.
Yes.
Huh?
You got a new baby?
He's 4 now. He's 4 years old.
He's baby.
Baby.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Baby.
but yeah, I mean, listen, man.
That's a grounder.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
That's a grounder.
Yeah, it's
a game changer.
It's a game changer, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I had my son in the pandemic. I had him January 15, 2020.
Okay.
Pandemic happened in
2 months later.
2 months later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tough time. Tough time. You know.
Like, he barely knows life without a mask.
Yeah, man. And you know, at that time we had the country was in shambles.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And man, you know, so you know, it's
Yeah,
it's a
music,
good thing, man.
music is the backbone.
Yeah.
So now you know what you know, done what you've done,
Mm.
become who you become. Where do you go from here?
Keep progressing.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the only thing musically that I fear
Mm.
is plateauing. And we're trying to do everything we possibly can not to plateau. I was at a point in my life where I felt like I was plateauing.
Mm.
And that's when he and I started working together.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went like that again.
Mhm.
So I'm like, you know, even with our next project, like we just like, yo, ain't no boundaries. Like it wasn't no boundaries on abstraction. But I
No.
mean, even now it's like, okay, we
Just
got
growth.
abstraction. Yeah, just grow.
Yeah.
Keep growing. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to try.
This
Try things.
this is a growth album
Yes.
Yeah.
for sure. This is a growth album for sure. I've listened to the other 3 or 4, and this is like, okay, but as one would want to do, every album was like, okay, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, we can't.
You know, because
we
it's like,
can't either.
you know, because this doesn't happen often.
Right.
No.
This
And-
doesn't happen often. The hand in glove thing doesn't happen often. We named 2 people already, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis,
Mhm.
and we named Nile and Bernard,
Yep.
Quincy and Michael,
Mhm.
Quincy and Rod Temperton.
Quincy and Rod Templeton.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, the hand in glove things, Dionne Warwick and Burt Bacharach.
Yes,
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
absolutely.
they don't happen very often.
Mhm.
So there's a special anointment
Mhm.
on you guys, anointing on your guys. You know, so I was like, okay, this is going to work for a while, because if they keep moving and keep progressing and keep adding in different elements of new and old,
Mhm.
you'll be here for a very long time.
That is the plan. I mean, that was the plan with Cy Smith's album
Mhm.
Mhm.
that we just produced and released. What
January 26th. Yeah.
January 26th.
until we meet again.
It's been that long yet?
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Mhm.
Until we meet again, we did everything except one song. She produced Why Do You Keep Calling Me? But we did the rest, the title track, the
Mhm.
single slide,
Mhm.
all of that stuff. But you know, it's the same thing. It's like, you know, we like liner notes.
Yeah.
Growing up, coming up, you know,
Right.
that was the event. You go
Right.
to the record
Yeah.
store, you come back, you open that mug up,
Yeah.
and you play it while you read,
Mhm.
and you want to see who's doing what. Like
That's
I still have to. I'm
Same.
like, yo, who's playing that? So you
Same.
see who's doing what. Then you get
Same.
another album, you see who's doing what. Oh
Same.
shit, that's the same bass player as the last album.
Right,
You kind of
right.
connect the dots.
Yep.
Oh, that's who produced
Such and
so
such.
and so.
Right.
You look in the special thanks.
Yeah.
You see some more people. It's
Yeah,
like, oh
man.
shit, like
Yeah.
the thank yous back then used to be the sounds like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
right.
had to, you know, sounds like this artist, and
Yeah,
they got a list.
right.
Like that was
Yeah.
the thank yous
Right,
back then.
right,
You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah.
we want to make it so that anything you grab from our discography,
You gonna
anything
see
that we-
the dots connect.
like anything that we've touched, like it's
Yeah.
solid. You ain't got to listen to
Yeah.
it first. You just know Tall Black Guy's name on it. If
Yeah.
Zoe's name is on it,
Yeah.
it's solid.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more questions. You guys good?
I want to
Yeah.
add something to that too. I think
Yeah.
as the music grow, us as men,
Uh-huh.
we have to evolve with that.
Facts.
You know
True.
what I mean?
Yes.
Like as we going into these new levels, us, because then we got to know how to handle what's going to come next.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's always constantly evolving, self-awareness, journaling, whatever that may be,
Mhm.
health,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's what turns into what your music's gonna sound like too, though, because that's the
And-
most intimate part too.
And on top of that, like now we have folks watching us
Yeah,
who are
Yeah.
younger than us,
listen.
I'm sure.
which is,
Yeah.
you know, it's, you don't think about that
Right.
because, you know, we're watching our
Right.
idols.
We still in the midst. We in the
Yeah.
fire.
Exactly. We in the fire. So we're not thinking about being watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of came to fruition when we was in London too.
Yeah, with the young
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, we had
Cardiff Donkin.
Yeah, like we
They
had
listen
had
to
a
you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, yeah.
And they study.
They
Like
study you.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like we had
they
a
don't
rehearsal
play.
in London.
Mhm.
Brought out my man Dornick,
Mhm.
who sang on Lifelines.
Was Omar there?
Omar was there.
Not
He wasn't at the rehearsal,
not the
but he was
rehearsal.
he came out in the show.
Okay.
Another younger artist named Emma V, who was a
Mhm.
monster.
Crazy.
She's nuts. And another even younger artist, cat named Gareth Donkin,
Donkin.
came through the rehearsal, and they
Really?
came in, and he's a
Yeah,
beast.
he's something else.
Yeah, and you know it's like they coming in, and like it's just all this respect. It was just a lot of love in that rehearsal, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things. On top of the fact that it was something we needed at the time
Mhm.
because music as an independent artist in 2024 is not what it was even 5 years ago.
No.
Mhm.
It's like you have to really, you gotta get you got your hands, your arms, your elbows dirty in this game now.
Right.
Just because people post pandemic, their spending habits are different.
Yeah.
You know, everything is tight.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's gonna go on your website anymore? You're like, oh, I need a shirt. Nobody really needs a shirt right now. We need to get this rent paid. We need to get this gas paid.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's really tough right now as an indie artist who's not signed to anything that's, you know, putting money behind us.
But then you wouldn't even want that anyway, because then they have a form of control over you,
Yeah.
brother. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what you owe.
That's what you owe.
Yeah, that's
You know
what
what I
you
mean?
owe.
So they,
We're not giving you this money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a mind game that you got, and then we got to understand this is the game that we signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
This is a long
It's
ball.
a big picture. It's
a bigger picture than
chase.
that. You know what I mean? And so you still gotta, once you understand that, and you understand what your, and because every artist's path and journey is different.
Yeah.
Once you understand that, then it's like, okay, I know that, I know my assignment, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I gotta continue to keep doing it, and knowing that I'm putting my best foot forward, my best art foot forward, and I gotta let it go.
Which is why comparison will kick you in the face.
It's death.
Yeah.
It'll kick you in the face.
Yeah.
So, last two questions. Who would you like to work with? Who would you like to produce?
I'm gonna still say, I've been saying this.
Sade.
That's one of them. But I've been saying Jill Scott since I became a fan in 2000, bro.
Yeah.
I've been a fan since 2000.
Yeah.
I've been saying it. I'm gonna just keep saying it.
Yeah.
You know.
If she was on that, man, look, bro.
So Jill Scott.
What, Layla?
Layla Hathaway?
Layla Hathaway.
Oh,
my top is Faith Evans.
Faith?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, Faith Evans, Layla Hathaway, and Jill Scott.
Jill Scott, yeah.
Those three ladies you want to work with.
Yeah. I mean, it's a breath of the other one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Those are like
those are the top to the tops.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You know.
Okay.
Alex Isley's.
Definitely.
Amber's from the Moonchilds. Who else? Who's some of the new folk? The new boy. October London.
Oh yeah.
He cold.
I just met him last month. Just met him last month.
He cold.
Mm-hmm.
He cold. Aaron Ray is another dude. Cold. They all from here too. Cold.
October out of Indiana.
Is he Indiana?
Yeah.
Is he in Indiana? But he live out here, right?
He might.
He might. Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
he's originally out of Indiana.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
That was Snoop's fine.
Yep.
Listen, bro.
But he got that. He got
got
that Marvin thing
He got
down.
the Marvin. I mean, I
got the
have
Marvin.
an infatuation with Marvin too. So,
Yeah.
and his crib, not only that, his old crib is like right around the corner from our house. in
That's
Detroit.
right. Yeah.
So interesting enough, when I moved to LA, I lived right across the street from Marvin's house
See what I'm saying?
on Gramercy.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that over in Adams?
Yeah.
That's Wow. Yep. I've been over there.
But I was living right here, and Marvin's house was right here.
Yep.
Right on the corner.
Is that the house where he
Yes,
passed?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They nobody's lived in it since, right?
Oh, yeah, there's some people living in there.
They're still in this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Same with the one in Detroit.
Yeah.
It's a family that's staying there.
Yeah.
Because I go by there every day.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I wonder what type of things were going on over here.
Oh no, there's some things happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
yeah,
some things
yeah,
happening.
yeah. So the last question is that could Zoe and the tall black guy get into scoring movies?
100%.
Man, that's for real, real.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Because that's what I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna hit y'all up for a couple of tracks from my movies.
because I've done it already.
Yeah.
I'm
in the midst of doing one right now.
Especially with documentaries and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that is.
Yeah, because y'all gonna get a call from me.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Word.
Because we want to make it so that we're not on the road all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're scoring film, you at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you ain't got to worry about pre-check and clear.
Pre-check and clear. And now this is another thing.
And ticket sales.
Ticket sales, and not only that, man, you taking a flight. You taking a chance.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's right.
I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny, but like that's for real, for real.
Yeah, right.
You taking a flight you're on a flight for X amount of time. We take it for granted that it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
But that's the reality of it, though.
That's
Well,
true.
50 plus flights a year.
Listen, bro.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you know. You about to get on one now.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, man? I was like, am I gonna make it to Chicago tonight? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something going on in Chicago?
I'm supposed to be shooting tomorrow. I'm working on this documentary on reparations.
That's right.
It's a 6-part miniseries.
Yeah.
Really?
On reparations. So this is
Okay.
episode 3 and 4. I'm shooting, and I'm supposed to be in Chicago
Nice.
today.
Okay.
So,
Southside? Nice.
He said it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
It ain't looking too promising,
it
right?
don't look it right now. It
You're
was
thinking
like,
about all the things you have to go to get
Yep.
there.
man. I'm like, you know what? Can we postpone this until next week?
Two time zones.
Yeah,
man.
man. Because I had been on the road, and I'm on, doing this thing. I'll be on the road until August.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm on tour, like with you guys.
Yep.
I'm on tour with that, but it's I wouldn't do anything else.
Same. There it is.
That's the
Every
whole
time.
thing of it, yo. Like
Every time.
you be sitting and think about it. Like,
Yep.
would I rather do this or go to a job and want to kill everybody in
I
here?
would hate everybody. Hate everybody at the job.
Listen, and then I'm going to jail. My whole life is over with because I'm in somewhere I don't want to be at.
Yeah, the first time something happened, I'm popping off.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You've been independent for all these years and you got to go
you
into
about to
this
tell
structure.
me, yeah, you
No.
probably younger than me too. Man,
Listen,
get your
bro.
ass out of here.
yeah. Next,
Listen, man.
next. I am so happy that we finally got together and met face to face and had this
Broke bread.
wonderful talk, man.
Yeah.
This
Broke
is,
bread.
yeah, this
For
is
sure.
all good.
Shout out to my man Gene Avery
Oh
for
yes,
putting us together.
Yes.
What's crazy is he put me together with another Chicago-based crew called Digifay.
Digifay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he put me. He cold called me in 2013
Mhm.
to bring me out to Vegas to shoot a documentary for Man Made.
Mhm.
And I was like, let me see what he's talking about. And it came through everything he said what happened.
Mhm.
That's when they were called Digital Cafe at that point.
Mhm.
And that's when I got with them. Ever since then, I think I've scored 3 documentaries with them.
Y'all to put that work in.
Yeah. And then they did the Skybreak documentary for me in 2016, 2017 that we were pushing to film festivals. And Eric Seals, who just did a documentary on his father called Bike Vessel. Yes, you do.
I gotta watch that.
It's incredible. Which basically, his father was going through health issues, triple bypass surgeries, things like that, and took up biking basically as a hobby and to turn around his health. And he got off the pills and slimmed down. Like it's really an amazing story.
Mhm.
And I got to score that one last year.
Beautiful.
You see how that stuff is connected, bro? It's all connected, bro.
Mhm.
On the bigger
Yeah, no,
aspect
for sure.
of it, though.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You scoring a film for your man's pops who was going through his thing, and you got to do that.
Right.
That's ill, bro.
And I lost my pops because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Like,
bro. The connection.
Yeah.
And then we made a song called Connected. You see? Simple. It's all connected.
On FE Music,
On FE Music.
whose first single was Connected. Or first album was
Album was
Connected.
connected. You understand? You see? And this is the thing. You have to, as you get older, you got to understand, you got to back up and look at these different pinpoints. Because you got to, that's what's a part of the journey, though, you know?
Amen. They all tell a story to you about you until today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Connected.
Yeah.
Connected. And I'm so glad we connected
Yeah,
For sure.
because it means something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Change, an exchange in energy
Mm-hmm.
and vibration.
Mhm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a force here that goes out to the world and makes it better.
That's the whole point, and that's the job
That's
Yeah.
the job.
of the creative.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
You have been selected to do that.
It's lonely sometimes.
Very.
It's lonely sometimes. It's painful sometimes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tears of joy when it happens,
Mhm.
and you sit back, just like you said. I was like, did we just do this?
Mhm.
Did I just create this thing?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And you just watch it take effect
Mhm.
on the planet,
Mhm. Mhm.
and just like, thank you, universe, thank you,
Yeah.
Mother, Father, God,
Yeah.
Mhm.
for
100%.
allowing me to be
Mhm.
the vessel for this particular thing
Mhm.
at this particular time,
Mhm.
and I'm open for more.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
when we play live, we get to see it in real time.
Yeah,
Man.
that's freaky, isn't it?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
people react to you?
Yeah.
Listen, when we was in the UK, whoa. It was-
Whoa.
we was I was on high for about 5 days. For real.
Yep.
About 5 days.
Yep.
You said about it
Easily.
afterwards or
Easily.
After.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, about
Easily.
5 days.
Yeah.
And I had to do a lot of reflection because I was a lot. It was great.
Mhm.
Just we had to take it in, you know.
But tall, more's coming. Because this is what you asked for.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Those
Yeah.
words that you
Yeah, you put it
putting
out there, bro.
like that, you know.
They listen.
Absolutely.
Ancestors listening,
Absolutely.
you know. So it's all gonna be good.
Right.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanking Zoe and the tall black guy for their presence today on the show. And once again, if you're a radio head and vinyl head, this is the record right here. This is the album right here. Of course, I have the deluxe edition. Where can they find this? Or can they find this?
The vinyl is out, but
Mm.
wherever it's everywhere. But the album is everywhere.
Okay.
If you're streaming all that, yeah.
iTunes,
Tidal,
Spotify,
Spotify,
yeah.
yeah, it's on
all
Spotify.
the things.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And listen, have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. I'll see you next time.